Here are some 10 major news events in the United States on February 5th, 2026. 1. Car crash in Los Angeles kills 3 people. On February 5th, 2026, a serious accident happened in Los Angeles, California, when a car crashed into a 99 Ranch Market in Westwood. 3 people were killed, several others were injured. Authorities investigated the crash, and emergency teams responded quickly to help victims. Wikipedia +12. U.S.-Iran tensions and diplomatic talks. The United States was heavily involved in tensions with Iran during this period. U.S. officials traveled to the Middle East for talks about Iran's nuclear program and sanctions. Diplomatic discussions were planned in Oman with Iranian representatives. Al Jazeera. These negotiations were part of a broader crisis in the region that later escalated into a larger military conflict. 3. Immigration enforcement controversy. There was major political debate in the U.S. about immigration enforcement. Democratic lawmakers demanded major reforms to ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They threatened to block funding for the Department of Homeland Security unless the policies changed. KSAT 4. Federal agents and immigration crackdown in Minnesota. Another big story involved immigration operations in Minnesota. Around 700 federal agents were ordered to leave the state after criticism of enforcement operations. Some communities and lawmakers protested the crackdown and demanded changes. Democracy Now! 5. New START nuclear treaty expired. A major international security agreement ended. The New START treaty between the U.S. and Russia, which limited nuclear weapons, expired on February 5, 2026. The treaty had previously helped control the number of strategic nuclear warheads. 6. U.S. Supreme Court decision on California elections. The U.S. Supreme Court allowed California to use a new congressional map approved by voters. The map could help Democrats gain up to 5 seats in Congress. The ruling was issued quickly without any dissent from the justices. Democracy Now! This decision could influence the balance of power in the U.S. House of Representatives. 7. $6.7 billion U.S. weapons sale to Israel. The U.S. government approved a $6.7 billion weapons sale to Israel. Some members of Congress criticized the decision. They said the administration moved forward without proper congressional oversight. Havana Times. The issue increased debates in Washington about U.S. involvement in the Middle East conflict. 8. Major layoffs at the Washington Post. The newspaper The Washington Post announced more than 300 journalists were laid off, about 30% of its staff. The cuts affected sports, international, and local news teams. The newspaper's union warned that the layoffs could weaken journalism in the U.S. Democracy Now! 9. U.S.-Russia military communication restarted the United States, and Russia agreed to restore direct military communication channels. The contact line had been suspended since 2021. The talks involved military officials meeting in the United Arab Emirates. Slight.dma.mil. The goal was to reduce tensions and prevent military misunderstandings. 10. U.S. tech stocks fall. Because of AI concerns, financial markets were unstable. Software and tech stocks dropped sharply. Investors feared artificial intelligence could disrupt many businesses and jobs. The NASDAQ 100 index fell about 1.8% that day. Go local Pravi.